Okay, quadratics number 20, from graph to equation. So here's what you've got given. This is a parabola, -9 and 3. Here's -9. Here's 3. And way down here at -27. And the parabola looks like this. Whoops, I meant to go right there. We cheat a little. I meant to go right there at 3. And it's crossing right there at -27. There's a point down here. All right. So, can you see my parabola? What is this point called here? What's the name of this point? It's a root, right? What's another name? X-intercept. What else?
0.
And zeros. You okay with this? So here's a -9, here's a 3. What's this one called, by the way? What do you call this one? Oh. Everybody say y-intercept. Do you see the logic though? For finally something makes sense, right? Your brain is like, if this one's called an x-intercept, this one's on the y, so it's a y-intercept, right? Finally, sometimes, I mean, things like roots, I don't know if that translates in my brain to anything, but x-intercepts and y-intercepts actually makes sense when you use the words, right? Okay, so good, thank you for that, thank you so much. So here you're given a parabola, and you need to go from the graph to the equation. How do you do it? Try to think of it before I tell you. Obviously, I'm going to tell you, right? Obviously, I'm going to tell you how to do it. Can you think of it beforehand? So go back through your understanding of quadratics. Do you remember the two binomials? What do the two binomials look like that generate, this kind of graph? What do they look like? Good. Give me the outline. What would you draw first? If you put, draw in the air what you would draw on your paper. Draw yours. What are you going to draw? I think for me, my brain, I see what you're doing. You're going straight to the X. You with me? And I agree with that. That's technically correct. But my brain needs more of sort of the format, right? I would draw this first. I would draw the two sets of parentheses because that sort of frames everything, right? Now I've framed up for my two binomials. Yeah, there's going to be an X, some sign, and some number. An X, some sign, and some number, right? So let's drop in the X's. For this parabola, what are you going to write, Andrea? What's one of them? Nice. Not bad. What's for the other one? So I'm going to tell you, you're very close, but you're forgetting about the zero property rule. Does that change your answer any? Okay, good. Did you hear what she said? She said x minus 9, x plus 3, right? Did I get it right, what you said? Bless you.
Thank you.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What do you think of that answer?
I feel like it's right, but just the signs, basically.
Okay, why? Why are the signs, you went like this, you made a motion with your hands. What's that mean for the signs?
I would say positive and then negative.
Because the zero property rule says that to find roots from this, it has to be equal to 0, and you have to solve it. So you have to have x plus 9 equals 0. So to get there, I got to subtract 9 from both sides to say x is equal to -9. Now that checks out. X is equal to -9. But I had to reverse it in the binomial to go back through. So we're reversing the zero property rule to get back to where we started. Does that make sense? Are you seeing this? And I know, I guess when I say, does that make sense? Your answer may be no, right? Because I don't know if it does, right? But that's the way these whole things work. They work on this basis of this switch. right? Based on the zero property rule. That's the reason for it, but that doesn't make it necessarily any easier for your brain to process. But again, kudos for giving me a shot off the bow, right? That's takes a lot of, that's the bold one, okay? And I appreciate that very much, okay? So once you have this, what's the actual trinomial? Now just do our 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get x squared. Outside is negative 3x, inside is 9x. 9x minus 3x is plus 6x, and 3 times 9 is 27, and it's negative. That's the actual equation of this parabola. You see the process?
Yes.
You want to do the next one? Hold on, let me draw it. Ready? Okay, so this one goes through 5 and 9. Let's go quicker. Here's 5, here's 9, here's the parabola. Oh, by the way, just as a summary, this doesn't help you much, but a check. Because do you see it right here? If you said, where is it crossing the y-axis, and this was y equals this whole thing, if this thing was all equal to y, you'd have to make this 0, and you'd get negative 27 for the y-intercept. So this checks for me, and I go check. I didn't have to know it, though, to produce the whole thing, right? Okay, ready, Andrea? What do you want me to draw first? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did you hear what she said? 2 sets of parentheses. Here, here. Okay, now what? Perfect. And now I'm going to FOIL it. X squared minus 9x minus 5x is minus 14x plus, because those are together, 45. Done. See how fast I can go from the equation, from the graph to the equation. Do I have one more? I don't even have another. Is that enough? Do you feel redeemed? Okay. I appreciate you going down the road of me saying, no, that's not right, okay, so much, because it's really important in math and life, by the way. You've got to make those mistakes, right? You've got to make mistakes or you never grow. Okay, let's stop this one right here.